Welcome back to segment four now of Super Bowl 101 as we get closer to kickoff. Uh, we're going to talk about some of the greatest coaches in Super Bowl history. But before we get to that, here's the trivia question for segment four of Super Bowl 101. What running back holds the Super Bowl record for the most yards per carry? And I will have the answer a little bit later in this segment. Uh, Now we're going to talk about some of the greatest coaches in NFL history, beginning with Andy Reid of the Kansas City Chiefs. Super Bowls, he's been in Super Bowls 54 and 57. Similar to Vermeil, Reid was unable to win it all with the Eagles before landing with the Chiefs. Reid had a reputation for losing games due to uh, poor game management. Everything changed when the Chiefs took a chance on Patrick Mahomes, the raw prospect out of Texas Tech. Now, uh, Reid and his 2017 first round pick have won two Super Bowls and are back in the big game this week. And Andy Reid has a chance to become the fifth head coach in NFL history to capture at least three Super Bowl titles if Kansas City can defeat the 49ers, the San Francisco 49ers, in today's big game. The Three Rings Club already includes legendary coaches Bill Belichick, Bill Walsh, Joe Gibbs, and Chuck Noll. But the 49ers coach, Kyle Shanahan, is also looking to make history uh, with hopes of uh, his uh, his 36th hopes of the 36th coach to win a Super Bowl a Super Bowl title on that list that includes to win a Super Bowl, a list that includes his father Mike, who won two Lombardi trophies with the Denver Broncos. Uh, Now, in keeping with the Chiefs, next up I have Hank Strom. He was the Chiefs head coach. He won Super Bowl IV. Strom's Chiefs fell to Vince Lombardi's Packers in the first ever Super Bowl, but returned a few years later in the 1969-1970 season uh, and won it and to win it all against Bud Grant's Minnesota Vikings. The Hall of Fame coach helped the Chiefs win three AFL titles, including in 1962 when the Chiefs were the Dallas Texans. And so those were two Chiefs head coaches. Now, next up, we have a couple of 49ers head coaches. This is my first off, beginning with George Seifert. And he won Super Bowl 24 and Super Bowl 29. Seifert, Seifert often overshadowed by the success of Bill Walsh, but Seifert continued with two different quarterbacks, Joe Montana and Steve Young. Walsh pushed 49ers ownership to promote Seifert after he transitioned into a front office role. It's safe to say that Walsh knew what the team had in Seifert, who spent 9 seasons as a defensive assistant in San Francisco before becoming the head coach. And Seifert is one of the greatest head coaches of all time. Now, next up, we have another 49ers coach, the one before George Seifert, and that is, of course, Bill Walsh, who won Super Bowls 16, Super Bowl 19, and Super Bowl 23. Walsh revolutionized the game with his innovative West Coast offensive leader, uh, offensive under his guidance. The 49ers won three Super Bowls between 1979 and 1988. And became a dominant force with Montana and wide receiver Jerry Rice. Walsh's influence extended beyond the field as many of his former assistants became successful head coaches. So that's why Bill Walsh, he is definitely one of the greatest coaches of all time. And he really dominated with the 49ers. Next up, we have one of the great Washington Redskins head coaches, Joe Gibbs, who won Super Bowls uh, 27. Actually, no, Super Bowl 17, excuse me. Super Bowl 26, or 22, excuse me, and Super Bowl 26. Uh, leading Washington from 1981 to 1992, and again from 2004 to 2007, Gibbs secured three Super Bowl victories for the franchise. Gibbs renowned for his excuse me, for his innovative offensive strategies and exceptional leadership, guided Washington to a dominant Super Bowl victory over the Denver Broncos. Uh, which included a historic second quarter explosion of 35 points to conclude the 87 season. Gibbs also won championships in NASCAR as the owner of Joe Gibbs Racing. So Joe Gibbs is definitely one of the greatest coaches. I have one more, but I'll get to that one in just a moment. But right now, I'm going to reveal the answer to this segment's trivia question. What running back holds the Super Bowl record for the most yards per carry? If you said Marcus Allen, you are correct. Marcus Allen in Super Bowl 18, Raiders running back Marcus Allen carried the ball 20 times for 191 yards, giving him an amazing 9.6 yards per carry. And I have another trivia question in my fifth segment coming up. So stay tuned for that. Now, I have one more greatest coach of all time, and that is, of course, the winningest head coach of all time. He is the ultimate greatest head coach, and that is Bill Belichick of the New England Patriots, who they just parted ways with. But he won Super Bowls 36, Super Bowl 38, Super Bowl 39, Super Bowl 49, and Super Bowl 51 and Super Bowl 54. Or 53, excuse me. Super Bowl 53. Belichick built a dominant dynasty in New England's winning six Super Bowls and appearing in nine, the most of any head coach. His innovative defensive schemes and talent evolution reshaped the NFL. Belichick's legacy, which he built with the help of Brady, I should say, likely won't be topped by any NFL head coach for many years to come. Belichick had plenty of memorable Super Bowl moments, from defeating Warner and the Rams in 2001 and to rallying from a 28-3 deficit against the Atlanta Falcons in 2016. Now, as you know, the Patriots just parted ways with Bill Belichick a couple of weeks ago. But do you think he'll come back and coach? I don't think he will. He is 73 years old, and I don't know if he's going to want to come back and coach. That's kind of up in the air right now. And I just really feel that He may or may not want to come back and coach again. So we'll have to see. Will he come back? Will he not? We're just going to have to see on that. So uh, coming up in the next segment, in segment five, we are going to talk more about the game and what we think is going to happen and what I think is going to happen and all that. So stay tuned. We're coming right back right after this.